to go into. And we see that they do start off with that Adagio ban. They're saying that coming into this most important game, this is the priority for them, as well as the Kestrel, Lance, and Arden pickup. We essentially have a protect and surround the Kestrel kind of thing. Make sure this girl is going to go off late game.
There are some walls that she will be playing around, Githian walls, Gauntlet walls, and we know, obviously, that Hundo was a pretty beastly Kestrel. I like the draft, but the Vox coming out with the Samuel, imagine this is a weapon Vox, the Sammy not quite as strong. I mean, Finn, a lot of heroes, these were nerfed heroes into this patch.
Yeah, that's very true, but at the same time, Finn is still one of those major picks that we do see going into Samuel, so when Finn's not available on the other side, Samuel does tend to have a little bit of an easier time getting his damage through. Githian Wall's going to have to block a lot of the Malice and Verdict, though. Kestrel's going to have a lot of work to do in the late game.
Yeah.
All right, so looking at these compositions, we've had the viewers vote for who they're going to who they think is going to take it away. Who do you guys think is going to take this one home?
I'm going to have to give it to G2. They have the momentum and the drive to qualify for Worlds, so I think they have to have the fire. They have to take this home.
I think if it gets to the late game, you got to go with Secret. If they can come out swinging, it'll be G2's game. If within 10 minutes it's a dominant lead, it's their game.
All right, we're on to the fold. Let's see who's going to take this one home. Team Secret or G2 with Excoundrel and Sona.
Thank you so much, guys on the desk. It is so wonderful to be back and the Evil 8 split starting all over again. And Sona, it is G2 versus Secret, probably the most premier matchup we could hope for, to be honest, to start this weekend off.
Yeah, really looking forward to this matchup. Secret, as they said on the analyst desk, really didn't show up last season. They were nowhere near as strong as they could have been. We're going to see Reddick spot out Cavalifar a little bit here. Cavalifar was in a great position, despite of those laser sights on the turret as well, just to bot Reddick's out. But, I mean, Team Secret did not play very well last split at all. Of course, they've already qualified for Worlds, but knowing them and knowing their personalities, they'll want to be winning all the games they can. And G2 have to step up this split if they're going to get that Worlds qualifier spot, which, in all honesty, I think from their previous season, they deserve it if they can continue the form that they had in Split 1.
Absolutely. I'm thoroughly looking forward to seeing what these guys can pull out the bag. So let's have a look at these compositions, because we have a little bit of a fight going on here.
Yeah, Palmerton's going to take a bunch of pain. Githian Wall comes out. Reddick's also taking that Treant. Does manage to get the healing out. Mowgli's going to keep trying to put the pain down, but Palmerton, very low on energy, needs to get that Corrupted Genius off. Uses it. Dark Potato jumps in with the lance once again. Mowgli so low, the Quibble comes out, and that's the first blood. Mowgli's going to fall. Palmerton now flanked on all sides by G2. He goes down as well. Cavalifar not able to react quickly enough, and G2 take 2-0.
There we go, G2 with a start that we expect them to have. I mean, we haven't really had too much of a chance because we sort of doing the intros, didn't chat exactly what these compositions are designed to do. We've seen a lot of Arden make his way back into kind of this popular support role, and especially comboing with sort of a ranged carry that really relies on mobility. Now, Kestrel was changed in the last patch. Kestrel received what you would probably assume to be a couple of nerfs to her weapon power kit. Obviously, she kind of now relies on landing those glimmer shots more effectively to be able to kite with active camo, but having Arden kind of substitutes for those nerfs because you get that movement speed. You can still kite just as effectively. You don't get hit, so it's easier to proc your active camos. So, I think picking Kestrel and then having Arden basically make up for a couple of the kind of hits to the way her active camo works is really interesting. They are got
good
the
double
lance
impale. Yeah,
well.
once again, Palmerton needs to be incredibly careful. Got Githian Wall back. Mowgli's so low. Reddick should be able to help Hundor take him down. Actually, Dark Potato gets the kill. We'll have that impale back up in just a second. Is he going to jump in once again? Decides he doesn't want to go underneath the turret, and Cavalifar is going to try and turn this one around. Impale misses. Cavalifar should be able to take down Dark Potato, or at least get Reddick's for his troubles. It's the first kill of the game for Team Secret, but they're 3-1 down.
Yeah, something that we've seen like a trend of, especially in European Vainglory, is just this Lance becoming so popular as a jungler, just for his ability to set up early fights. And it's something that G2 have always been pretty good at, especially against Team Secret when they have ended up playing. They essentially always pressure Team Secret early with the Lance on Dark Potato. And it's something that is categorically, Lance is becoming one of the most prioritized picks because of his versatility in that particular role. Mowgli's gone back to his Finn, and now we didn't talk too much about what Team Secret had to offer here, but I like Mowgli going back to a support where I feel like he can make plays with. He's comfortable on it. We've known him as one of the best Finns in the world, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this works out, especially because, as this progresses, Kvalifar and Weapon Power Vox is going to start doing some serious damage. Palmatoro on Samuel, although despite the nerfs, it's 10% CP. It's not the biggest, hit in the world. Samuel with Drifting Dark still hits like a bucket.
Like a bucket?
Hammer. Some sort of metal utensil.
I guess if someone threw a bucket at your head, that would be pretty painful. But it's not a very commonly used metaphor. Finn, of course, nerfed slightly as well. Early game damage on that Quibble, not as powerful as it used to be. I'm trying to get over this hits like a bucket idea. I guess if you filled the bucket with something as well, put some lead in the bucket, that'd be pretty difficult to deal with. It's our new zombie survival plan, guys. When they release the zombie minions for Halloween, everyone get your buckets out.
Well,
Fine.
to be fair, buckets are pretty scary, dude. I mean, if I was faced with a gun that fired buckets at me, I'd be pretty scared. I mean, especially if they're like those big wooden buckets. Those little pansy metal buckets can be a bit thin, but if it's like a proper laden well bucket, I'd be pretty scared of that.
It depends on the speed of the firing, though, because you can get a metal bucket to go a lot quicker than a wooden bucket. Otherwise,
I mean,
because the wooden bucket would catch fire. That's the reason we use metal bullets, not wooden bullets.
Yeah, but how fast
wood would
are you
shatter.
planning on firing a bucket, sorry?
If I'm going to fire a bucket out of a gun, mate, I'm going pretty darn fast with this bucket, We're going all in. This isn't like some sort of weird, weedy catapult bucket. We're going full trebuchet bucket style.
So you're saying a trebuchet will launch a bucket at a speed that it will set on fire at?
I'm saying that I want to launch a bucket quickly enough that... well, you said a gun as well, so if it's a gun, we're talking at least breaking the sound barrier speeds.
Okay, right, okay. Well, anyway, let's transfer away from buckets because...
Fountain of Renewal has just been picked up onto Reddit's Attention Bow Storm card is the build from Dark Potato, so that typical lance on hit that we have been seeing. And once again, they go for the pressure on towards that tree. Dark Potato will take it away. And they've already got that turret as well. So they actually, G2 taking a good, strong early lead here. About 2,000 gold their advantage over Team Secret.
Yeah, it's they've got a 2,000 gold lead. It's almost like they need to turn their microphone levels down slightly because they're clipping ever so slightly. Am I clipping? It's just one of those things that that they
could. It seems
could...
to be happening for you because no one else is telling me about it. But I will.
Oh well, if Team Secret were a caster and they were checking the current TeamSpeak chat, they could potentially...
I'm literally in the... Oh, wait, I'm in the production chat, not the Evil 8 chat. That's where I've gone wrong.
Yeah.
I will make some
I'm sure Ryan will
edits,
be incredibly happy with my ability to casually drop this in. Anyway, we're going to go into the phase where Team Secret again find themselves behind in structures as well. This has kind of been a sort of a emerging pattern I generally tend to see. It's in part due to the way that G2 play as well. They do really prioritize their rotations, especially early, to take that early turret, because what that first turret allows you to do is exactly what you can see Dark Potato and Reddix doing now. It's a lot easier to start to make invades into the enemy jungle and start to take away resources and pressure later game scaling carries like Vox and Samuel. So this is kind of how G2 end up winning. They take that first structure and they really start to put a lot of pressure on. But Kvalifar dodges out the Impale here. Dark Potato taking a lot of damage, but Kvalifar has to back away. The Fountain of Renewal comes through. And somehow Team Secret has started to turn things around. Reddix now soaking up as much as he can, and Hundor, unfortunately, too far away to have as much of an impact. That very first dodge from Kvalifar was absolutely crucial. And manages to essentially keep Team Secret breathing for just a little bit longer.
It does.
Oh, you're back. Good.
I've been here the whole time.
Okay.
I tried to cast that team fight, and someone kept talking, didn't they?
Oh, well, do you know what? I was giving you a grace period to just, sort the microphone levels out.
Been here the whole time. Anyway, yeah, it was a good engage, but Kavalifar's doing a really good job of dodging around. Has gone breaking point first. There were some slight breaking point nerfs, of course, 2 ranged heroes in 1 MT3 in that update. Just means he needs to have an extra 10 damage per level to be able to scale that one up. I hope my mic is better.
It is.
Will talk to me.
I would say you're ever so slightly quiet.
Oh, what is this? What is this?
But you're not clipping anymore, so it does sound listenable. Anyway, Looks like Team Secret are on the back end of a fight again.
Mowgli down. Mowgli is the next target. He's going to fall as well. Now G2 looking for the one-shot, one kill onto Palmer. Dark Potato does have the Impale up. Githian Wall's in back. Palmer now has no real place to go. Dark Potatoes keep going with the chase. Should be able to take down Palmer here. No escape for the Samuel. No escape for the Wicked. And G2 get the ace.
Thank you. Sorry, I was actually giving you another grace period, otherwise I wouldn't have taken away from you, Sona. But this is kind of exactly what I talked about with G2 specifically. Their ability to apply pressure after taking the first turret is some of the best I have seen from a team. And it's this kind of this evolution into a macro-orientated game that sometimes we didn't often see from a lot of Vainglory teams. A lot of Vainglory teams played that kind of, we are mechanically better than you, so we will just outplay you all of the time. But G2 have kind of managed to evolve their strategy in Vainglory to really focus around structures and applying pressure once those structures are taken. Because with this lance, you can just walk at your enemy and start things in your favor, just like this.
That you can. The gauntlet comes out. They're going to pick up Kivalafar straight away. They're looking for Mowgli as well, who tries to get back, but it's a double kill for Hundor. He is absolutely huge. Solar Blade and Breaking Point completed. Impale lands on Palmator. Does Reflex block it out, but look at the damage coming from Dark Potato. One shot, one kill, one more. Also, the Impale comes out. Can Dark Potato get close enough? He does it with the combat roll. Dark Potato will survive as well. They do get the ace, but no buff on Redix or Dark Potato. They'll just back themselves away, get away from Kivalafar as quickly as possible, because he is looking for the cleanup here. Not going to be able to take out Redix or Dark Potato. And the Force Accord misses as well from Mowgli. Does get the reflex block out of Hundor, but not great plays here from Team Secret at the moment.
We're only 10 minutes into the game right now, and we haven't really even had the chance to touch on items because everything has been happening left, right, and center. Now, it is still that very popular Stormcrown build coming through from Lance. Now, he did have some changes to his scalings on his abilities, and actually this means that I much prefer, even more than I did before, this Tension Bow Stormcrown build, because it relies less on your abilities and weapon power scalings, more and obviously just based on that on hit. So this is still just as effective, and he's even gone the Aftershock too, so seriously packing a punch once he uses that Impale or Githian Wall. Massive powerhouse there. Standard support items on Redix, nothing too out of the ordinary. He's picked up the Fountain and the Crucible. Obviously, Crucible is a key item versus Finn. And we have Hundor going down the Breaking Point Tyrant's Monocle Sorrow Blade build for this Kestrel. Again, that hasn't changed much, even post Breaking Point nerfs. She's still running that down. Still, you know, like it is only kind of a minor nerf to those ranged carries with the Breaking Point. You can still easily stack 10 damage, you know, quite readily. So G2 really pushing themselves leaps and bounds ahead, and mainly the bigger difference is between Palmatora and Dark Potato right now, because actually Kivalafar is pretty close. He actually does get locked up for a second.
That he does. They're going to get killed straight away onto Kivalafar. Mowgli and Palmatora backing away. They still keep this turret alive, which is big for them at the moment, but G2 don't want it alive for long. They'll take it out. Palmator gets locked up. Good triple cripple from Mowgli trying to turn the fight around, but G2 are having none of it at all. They're going to chase in for the ace. They'll take down Palmator. It's 12 kills to 1, and G2 are rolling over Team Secret.
Kivalafar has respawned though. Can he single-handedly keep this one down? That on-hit build will mean turrets die like flies, and they are definitely going into the ground. Dark Potato taking a lot of damage though, as Kivalafar doing his best, but I think this will be the first game going over to G2 against Team Secret, and well, the Team Secret of old, they are looking like they should be in a retirement home right now, because G2 are the new kids on the block.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks, and perhaps that's the moral of the story here for Team Secret. Now, we've seen them come back from defeats before, we've seen them play really well, but it seems ever since they lost that